Interesting. Worried about the hunt. All right, Grandmaster Jackets. They're taking Tracer off the board. Wow. Now, do you pick up Brightwing or do you pick up Malfurion? Or ETC?
Or do you pick up Tassadar?
You say that, but I think we had somebody do that earlier.
After both these heroes were banned?
Oh, of course.
It can still work with Vala and other heroes. I like ETC for obvious reasons. Just very powerful hero in every regard. Yeah.
All right. That means somebody's got the opportunity to pick Brightwing or your Malfurion. Or Tassadar Vala.
Vala, yep.
Never
We've
mind.
seen a lot of this to great success. Gives Vala so much sustain. And when Vala can keep just pressing forward, throwing out autos, she's kind of like a ranged Illidan. Like, it's weird, but it works. That was a snap locking in the globals.
Are they going to ban Dahaka?
Yeah, I actually think they will. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, I think it's the obvious choice. ETC after level 10, if he opts to go stage dive, you now have triple global threat.
I mean,
that is
it's
insane.
Like, it's not bad to ban Malfurion by any means. I'm trying to think of what else. Maybe Zarya, if they're afraid of the double shield. Because that can be quite good. Mind you guys, Varian is legal in this tournament. And we have not seen him at all. He has been played on other matches that we were not part of. But for the most part, between Gold Club, World Championship, EU, Varian does not see a lot of play. And it's really interesting. Maybe he's just too new. But
that sometimes happen because, like, when I was watching scrims a few weeks ago, I asked openly because I knew I was talking to teams that we knew were going to qualify, and I was like, are people actually practicing Varian or not because it's not playable? And some people were like, yeah, we're just not practicing it yet because there's no need to. And then other people were like, yeah, they've been playing it a lot. And so the results are kind of varied in terms of like how many people are playing it or were practicing at that time.
It's so interesting, though, because it's very polarized. Some people say he's absolutely terrible. Other people say he's actually got a lot of potential. More of the Fury build seems to be the general consensus with that hero. But what we do know is that Thrall and Johanna have been picked up after that Zarya ban happened. Frontline locked in. Malfurion still unselected across this draft, an option for Grandmaster Jackets. What are you expecting to see on the side of Vox here?
Just go Dahaka, why not?
Go Dahaka.
Quadruple global, triple global right off the bat.
They have very little damage if they do that.
Well, with Li Ming banned out and Vala already being picked up, you actually are pretty limited in terms of like those burst damage heroes. I mean, Kael'thas and Jaina come to mind. Gul'dan, he doesn't really see a lot of play on this map. It's a much more difficult map, I think.
What about Tychus, though, versus Joe? I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, against the double front line can really get value, especially against Johanna. It's just a matter of that level 4 talent pick if you want to sit in there and sustain, or you just want to go the bigger they are to try and get through Johanna. You know, there's value, I think, to both of those. But Vox Nihili, they definitely need some more damage. Whether that is going to be on the front line or the back line. I mean, the thing about going melee assassins with solo Brightwing is that it's always so scary because you can't necessarily, I guess, prioritize heals in the same manner. But if you have Tyrael on the front line that can provide shields...
I like this a lot. This frees up Brightwing to not feel like all the burden on supporting the team and having the utility is on her. With Sanctum, the shield. Oh, okay.
Kicking it old school.
Yeah.
I was going to say that, but I just didn't feel like anybody was playing Greymane anymore.
We never see it, in North America in particular.
I don't think anywhere anymore. Greymane's just been nerfed really hard, and...
Well, it's just nerf bad after nerf bad after nerf sledgehammer.
And I don't think it's terrible. I don't think he's terrible. I mean, you have various builds that you can use. You just have to be disciplined. And if you go in as Greymane and you try to 100-0 somebody, it's not the same as before.
Yeah.
And if you try and get that hero that's like 60-50%, you have a Crystal Aegis or something, which I assume Grandmaster Jackets... Oh, that's right. Malfurion never got banned out.
Yeah. I mean, that's... pretty much a must at this point. There's nothing that's scaring that Malfurion away from being locked in. Tassadar lone support, not going to happen, especially with this composition. They've got... Sure, they're self-sustaining, but you can't get away with it. It's too greedy. That's why I like the Zarya ban a lot. Zarya would have been a potential instead of Malfurion, in my opinion.
Thrall has good sustain. Johanna, Iron Skin. Vala heals up off Tassadar. It's not too shabby. They're And I was going to say, there we go. There's the Malfurion pick.
I mean, as long as Twilight Dream doesn't get thwarted by Sanctification, it can just ruin Greymane's life.
All right, so Johanna Condemn, Earthquake, if Greymane gets stuck in there, is very scary. He has 4 seconds until he can go back and disengage back to human form. All right, there are enough shields there to keep him alive.
Oh, yeah.
The thing about it is, ETC Tyrael Greymane. That's a dive comp. And if Brightwing decides go Blink Heal and comes up there to heal somebody, Alfurion's greeting somebody with a Twilight Dream.
He is.
And that's scary. And you can't cast Sanctification when you're silenced. So...
If only. Well, Towers of Doom is once again our map here, ladies and gentlemen. And currently it's a 1-0 lead in favor of Grandmaster Jackets.
Looking pretty good at game number 1. Vox Nihili probably didn't expect to find themselves here, but...
I'm starting to agree with you when you said it's going to go to game 5.
I mean, I just look at these teams, and I've seen them both play. I'm experienced with most everybody outside of Nasmus and Dansky, but I know what these guys bring to the table. Seen them play, man, and this is pretty even.
Well, Grandmaster Jackets on the blue side with Insomnia on Thrall, Zugorg on Johanna, Dansky playing the Tassadar, Nazmas playing Vala, and Collusion will be on that Malfurion.
And on the other side for Vox Nihili in red, that's going to be Daihu on ETC, Hosty on Falstad, Houndwind on Greymane, Zeus on Tyrael, and Lex Uther. Not on Uther, but on Brightwing.
He does like his Uther, but man, we do not see a lot of Uther anymore.
All I got to say, 2 words, block party. Huge pickup when you have ETC on your side.
Especially versus Thrall Vala. Wow. Yeah, that's going to get a lot of value. Actually, mix-ups happening left and right. Thrall also going for block. Typically, you see the solo lane build really speccing into the sustain from Chain Lightning, just maintaining your mana and being able to poke safely at the minion waves with that Q. But block versus a hero like Greymane that's going to dive in could be the difference between life and death. And Thrall lives a lot longer now that we have the Earthquake being a common heroic pickup and getting the trade activations from Earthquake.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal, and you can see the rotation early right now prioritized for both teams. Daihu, though, potentially looking for somebody to path through. He's going to go ahead and back off and go back mid.
Yeah, they're just kind of feeling each other out, feeling how greedy they can get with their positioning, putting themselves forward, locking those lanes. Because they know if they catch Collusion out, how much is that shield going to be to save him? Malfurion is an easy hero to blow up.
Well, Insomnia is about to be greeted by an ETC and Brightwing. Look at that. He's just like, I see you. Here comes Hal.
Oh.
There it goes. The power slide in. Look for the polymorph to follow it up. Falstad flying in. The power of the globals. Down goes Insomnia.
He was like just around the corner. That's why you should always check the bush.
Or not stand near the bush.
Or that. Always face check the bush, guys.
You can
Probably
stand near the top, okay? The top is a much safer position. I can't say it enough. I mean, it's like you see those National Geographic movies. You go near the water. You're like, I'm just going to safely drink some water here. And
you're from Florida. Of course you're thinking about alligators.
They just snap up and grab you. Been there.
Disney World?
I used to wrestle alligators.
Oh, we'll get to that later. I cannot wait to hear some gator wrestling stories. All right, all 3 altars spawning here on the map. Level 4, slightly ahead due to that pickup and the additional experience. The other thing to point out here, we got to think about those globals being a nice bit of utility when it comes to collapsing onto a single altar.
We got to see how long on cooldown they are. As we see Zoo's already down here, he's going to have his Eldruin's Might. Brightwing up at the top. Falstad, he'll be joining the power slide in. Not a huge follow-up just yet. Hosty going to sneak in on that backside. Should be able to safely channel this. That's a 2-for-1 trade in the favor of Vox Nihili.
Yeah, that's well done. It looked like all the fight was in the front, but yeah, Global's paying off already. Well, I mean, it's a small advantage, but it is there for sure. Greymane, phenomenal at grabbing those mercenary camps, going straight to them. We'll have that first. No, don't think we're going to have enough power here on the side of Vox to actually contest the Sappers on the side of Grandmaster Jackets.
Yeah, not at all. And, I take a look at the abilities right across the board. I mean, it all makes perfect sense. I love the extra knockback range, especially when you are ETC. One, it creates distance. Two, it can really help you save an altar or to be able to disrupt an altar. So a lot of good value, I think, coming out from the abilities, or the talents, I should say, from both teams.
And now we have that fun little scenario where the teams just try to poke down each other's Pumpkin Bros, as I like to call them, or the Pumpkin Sappers. I think the full title is Goblin Pumpkin Sappers. Jay's going to confirm.
I'm going to click online.
You got baited, not smarted. Okay, well...
UI does not like me.
No, it doesn't. You actually broke it now. Press E for everyone. Wow, you broke the game on your computer.
There we go.
Okay, well, Right Wing at the top, just actually doing pretty well to keep Insomnia in check. Typically, that's a lane in which Thrall can poke very safely, but again, his build isn't the standard. So he's not going to be swinging abilities as often, as he can't really get the same kind of mana retention.
All right, double altar phase. These are a lot closer, going to make it a lot easier to defend both of them. You can still see different priorities around both of them. Level 7 picked up now by Grandmaster Jacket. So even talent tiers, double altar, we'll see if it's a friendly trade or whether we're going to have a fight as we see the scouting drone going up.
Yeah, Daihu, does he want to take care of that? Yeah, he does. Does he get punished for it? Doesn't look like it. Zoo's hanging out here towards the bottom altar. They got to keep eyes on for sure. The Fly, Brightwing looking for the phase shift, but Thrall's going to get a free altar in the mid.
Yeah, and that's a little bit surprising. It's going to see how free it is down at the bottom. As How not able to channel it. Hosty taking so much damage, forced to drop back. This could have been a mistake by giving all that up. He does have the well to tap, looking to re-engage.
All right, yeah, How just kind of bouncing back and forth. Collusion will be able to get that altar 2 for nothing. Putting themselves in the lead. Well played there from Grandmaster Jackets.
I mean, they're turning that around. Yeah, they gave up an extra one in the beginning, but they're showing the power of their team, especially when it comes to those team fight moments, and doing quite a bit of damage very, very quickly.
Interesting to see that they just let the mid altar go. I mean, Insomnia straight up walked to it, channeled, got it.
I mean, I'm trying to see. They don't have... I mean, Greymane did opt to go Quicksilver Bullets, which increases his human basic attack range, so he is able to poke from a safer distance. He didn't go. Brightwing was there. Tyro had his Eldruins, but they were fully focused on that bottom one.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised we're seeing more of the safe build on Greymane. Power Slide in just shy of reaching Insomnia as both Vala and Thrall escape the clutches. Tassadar has been left alone to his devices to soak in the top lane. We're talking about a global presence advantage here on the side of Vox and Nihili, but they're missing out on some experience presently.
They are. I mean, it's not a huge amount. They should reasonably both be 10 by the time the next altar phase comes up. If not, they should be able to stall it out until they get to 10. They just can't afford to give up any bit more soak that we just saw them give.
Yeah, they've stabilized in the lanes, it looks like. I'm just waiting for those heroics, as you just mentioned, right around the corner presently. And I'm not expecting to see anything weird. Stage Dive does give them more options. Mosh Pit doesn't have the most interrupts, so it's something we could consider here. Sure, Johanna with Iron Skin is a threat, but he does go for Stage Dive anyways.
Well, that is 3 globals.
Yeah, basically.
That is really tough to deal with if somebody decides to come towards you. Level 10, like I said, they should be able to reasonably get this here in the next 20 seconds before the next altar's phase.
Right,
are they gonna have a gentleman's trade, or are we gonna see him throw down?
Looking like...
I want to see him throw down. Always want to see him throw down.
So Falstad is making his way to their altar slowly as they're trying to keep the pressure forward. 10 has been picked up. Sundering, not something you want to have to deal with. Brightwing still holding her heroic.
Well, the Eldruins went in the back line to interrupt again. They have so much. Falstad has channeled. He's going to be flying in. It's now a 5v5, and this is exactly what they did not want. We're going to have a fight break out as Earthquake has been popped with a disengage.
Perfect. I mean, the Earthquake's still going to persist for a little while. One more pulse. There it goes. And that's it. So now the Strafe doing everything it can. Brightwing doing her best to get those pulses out. Sanctification far forward to try to enable the Greymane to go in. But it looks like he's sticking towards the backside. We see he's very low. Zoo's going to try to hold Druins to safety, but they are on the full retreat. Beautifully done there by Daihu.
They were super split. You saw two people going after Insomnia on Thrall. The other ones were trying that back lane with Greymane. And they just didn't have the focus I think that was needed there. This is a moment where I kind of wonder, like, the inexperience. Is it inexperience of being on that professional level? If you go to some of these, the regional events or the bigger events, you will actively hear people screaming at a name of somebody to attack. Screaming the name of who to attack. And there, they were split.
I mean, you saw the Sanctification go down, and typically that's like their side, like Greymane go, right? That's like generally what that means, but not at all the case. They are collapsing here in the bottom half as Brightwing phase shifts in, Falstad getting in position to potentially fly, but the opportunity is passed, and he will stay in the top lane.
There's always going to be that worry. Sometimes when you have the globals, you can kind of find yourself sneaking in a boss on this map or something like that. And then if you're the enemy team, you think they might be, all of a sudden you have that pressure of like, everybody's here. So another advantage of the global. And a lot of times when you have globals, you give up a little bit of something. And Falstad doesn't have a ton of damage, but he's got great disengage. ETC, it's built into his heroics, so not the same. Brightwing heals sometimes suffer, but man, is she a good healer.
Yeah, Brightwing does have all that flexibility as well with the phase shift being picked up. The fly going down, looking for this is a collusion. Insomnia throws out the wolf, and he's going to be locked down, but it's just a little bit not enough. I mean, good attempt. No dice.
No dice. We're back at yet another even game. I mean, if it wasn't for there being an odd number altar, I mean, the score might be even, and we might end up at this at 24-24. Both these teams, it just seems like they're such on an even playing field. This is just this is when you get good games. This is when both teams are evenly matched.
Yeah, game number one was very similar, but one team made the slip up and then the other team took the stronger side, the big advantage. Don't know if that'll happen again here. Now, with all the globals available, Gus still down for 15 seconds is the big part of why they're not playing super greedy. Collusion just able to walk back their channel. That Sanctification used the last possible minute, but can they turn this around? The silence goes forward. The damage from material isn't enough. No, it's going to do nothing. The trade's 1-for-1, but the altars still win to Grandmaster Jackets.
It was such a weird spot because we saw Tyrael starting to rotate over, looking like he wanted to put down the Eldruins. The re-engage here, but the cleanse is out. Hal now finds himself in a tough spot. The stage dive is in, but he has no power slide because he just used it.
Yeah.
An interesting engagement. Fox Nihili finds themselves 8 shots down, though.
They do. It's not a huge deal. Experience is slightly in their favor still.
Stage dive was interesting there.
Let's take a look. Oh, the stage dive was interesting. So structurally,
was it you I was casting with on Towers of Doom that he just stage dive in place?
Yeah, it was like the juking ability or something. It was odd regardless. That was last qualifier,
yeah. Never forget.
It's like you see the dwarf toss in place from Muradins that are like, in the past at least, the juke skill shots, not really a thing anymore. But yeah, the stage dive in place, that's
starting to get a little bit of control of the structures here.
Which is what I wanted to talk about. I mean, if you can take the advantage, you've got 2 walls down. Both of those lanes do have sappers. There's not going to be an advantage on the belt towers for this altar spawn, the 3 altars. But if they can get 2 here, they bring this game back into balance. If they lose 2, that's when you're 12 points down, that's when it gets scary.
Especially on Towers of Doom, your opportunities for comeback become slimmer and slimmer. 6 seconds away, and the globals, look at this, they're posturing up on the enemy side.
All right. Now, Hosty could just straight up gust here. If he says, if he thinks that's worth it, yeah, he's going to do that just to get this, and that's going to give them both the bell towers. They're just playing this really safe. They know this is a time where they don't necessarily need to fight. If they lose Zeus, that's really not good, though.
Nesmith, don't lag upon it.
God, the Laggeth plays.
All right, so as you said, they got the 2 altars, and this, I thought they were looking for the boss. I actually, again.
Yeah, that would be game number 1 deja vu, man.
Man, the fact that Tyrael stayed alive.
It's big. It's actually, I mean, that would have given them the opportunity to like get aggressive with the mercenary camps, start to take a structural lead, especially going towards level 16. Like, keeping Tyrael alive is big.
Well, we're almost even, 20 to 16. Again, odd number of bell towers means somebody's got to be up by 4. Experience almost the same. This is just, I would be really surprised we don't go to 5 games the way this is played out.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly right now, Jay Howe. This is just even trades on the Sappers, experience slight advantage. Zugrug going to pop that Iron Skin to make sure no threat from the power slide, but still got to mention the global's constantly going to give those impacts. You think about Fascia or the Brightwing Fly Gust, good cleanse onto Nazmoth. He turns around, immediately putting huge damage to the face of Hosty.
They committed to it. They couldn't capture anybody. Johanna also used her Iron Skin and all that to make sure that she did not get pushed up any bit further into that. Man, they are committing to this. I mean, the good thing is they only committed the 1 heroic.
Yeah, I mean, it's Gus. It's already, half the cooldown's already done, right? Strafe, same situation. So not really an expensive attempt there. Cleanse was clutch. If Vala was put in an odd spot, could have been a different story there.
All right, we see a little bit of a party bush coming. Let's see if anybody checks the bush or they're going to walk up on it. Zugra got to be careful. 10 seconds away from the next altar.
Got his flashlight.
Everybody group it up. It's level 16 to 16. This is another fight. It's time to throw down. There's no escaping this one.
No, the fight is forced here. You don't just want to give up an altar for free. That's for sure. I don't know who has the better 16-team fight. We actually see roots being built in for Malfurion. The Earthquake is down, forcing a very early sanctification. But the power slide was so good. Thrall just gets blown up. Wow, that root was big, though.
That was big, and everybody is so low on the side of Box Nihili. Zeus somehow stays alive. How? He's not going to be able to get the channel. They're going to have to regroup. They're going to have to tap and regroup. It is 4v5, but they have a huge advantage right now until they're able to tap. Zugrug staying on the backside, and Dansky somehow able to get that channel. Nobody able to interrupt that.
Can they find a kill, though? They have a hero advantage. The stage dive is going down. They know they lost the altar, but they're trying to capitalize on this, but it's a little bit slow. Greymane is not even here. You need that hero advantage, but they find the kill, the 1-for-1 in this fight. They're looking at collusion. The body blocks are phenomenal. Ice block trying to stall it out. Zugrug shouldn't stick around too long, though. That is a dead mouth.
They have no damage whatsoever, and that goes down. I mean, but still, Grandmaster Jackets able to get another altar. Now they have themselves an 8-point lead.
An experience, I mean, even though we saw those kills happen, isn't like out of control. Malpha's down, though. This is when I want to see them do something. And I'm going to say this, Jay Howe. I hate the boss call. It's 4 damage. But if you put yourself in a structural advantage when you have your opponents rotating, trying to catch up, try to regap their bell towers, I think there's a lot more value there in the long term. They're thinking immediate turnaround. This is not a like long-term turnaround advantage.
It was, I think it was low risk.
It was low risk. I just think that there's more value in getting a bell tower and forcing
the rotations,
Grandmaster Jackets to have to constantly try to find a way to regain their composure, because if all the sappers are getting picked up, you've got the global advantage on your team. And
especially if it's the bot lane.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. We'll see if that does end up paying off. The 4 damage doesn't hurt, that's for sure.
Well, 17 to 17, a slight experience advantage in favor of Vox Nihili because of those kills that they got. It's now 5 kills to 2, but the tension, I think, between these two teams has got to be high, man. I mean, they've been trading back and forth for almost 2 full games now. Nobody's established any type of dominance whatsoever. There it is, the Mighty Gust!
All right, look at Dansky in the back. He's going to be able to use a Dimensional Shift immediately. Sanctification down already to mitigate a lot of the damage from Vala. Bless Shield barely whiffing on Hosty, who's staying alive, and Thrall in the back. He is going to go down first.
He is going to go down. Zeus very deep as Zugrug trying to do anything to zone it out. As you can see, Vox Nihili is low once again, but just not able to seal the deals. Daihu's starting to reposition. We see the tap. We see the heals up. They got to be careful not to get stuck here. Daihu on the backside. See the power slide coming in.
Phase shift onto Greymane to keep him strong, but he's stunned for a while. How? Has to find the target. The poly goes down onto Collusion. Malfurion is going to die here. Missing the gun lane cocktail, not going to matter.
That was a terrible time to re-engage, and you can see they're going to be punished for it. There's the Pumpkin Sappers going in. Now this is an opportunity for them to grab a camp and also grab that bell tower. And Jake, you got to imagine the next altar should be coming soon as well.
It's right here, champ.
Oh, there it is. It came in the middle of all that.
But this is going to give them that damage to even things up. They've got a level advantage. The Sappers being picked up here in the bottom.
That was really soon.
Yeah, I guess so.
I got so excited.
Oh, they're looking for a fight while they're down here as Gust to throw Nazmos into the wall. Dead he is. Zugrug will be falling. The body blocks almost crisp, but he slips out. Oh, Earthquake looking for the re-engage. No mouth still.
Is there, but Dansky low. He should be able to keep himself alive. Zugrug and Insomnia just not able to do enough damage. Pumpkin Sappers going in, not able to secure the bell tower just yet. It's still a 5v4. Lex Luthor starting to hearth back. They should be able to commit to this, and there it goes. Our first bell tower of the game.
Yeah, that's true. Wow, typically you see a little bit more aggression towards those structures because of how valuable they are, but this is brilliant timing. They know they grab this. They put the Sappers down here. That forces everyone on Grandmaster Jackets to say, hey, well, we've actually got to sit in the bottom lane, reclaim this, and deal with the Sappers. Meanwhile, 20 has been locked in, and they can just go grab another bell tower.
Vox Nihili starting to turn it around, man.
Yeah.
They got that boss, and I've got to really question Grandmaster Jackets re-engaging twice now into fights that just seem like they just need to back out and regroup, and they'll be fine. And I understand the altar was up after I said soon,
did you see the splash damage that was happening there from Greymane going through the 4 onto Tassadar? So much DPS. Zugrug being body blocked. Earthquake being cast once more. The Gust to disengage to make sure Lex Luthor doesn't go down.
No, you have to save that for the Pumpkin Sappers. Lex Luthor sacrificed for 3 core damage. Yes, the altars, maybe. I don't know. I didn't see Lex Luthor was in that much trouble.
Nazmos was going to town there, so we'll see. Bottom altar is available. 5 damage if they hold on to this bell tower and slip someone into the back. Hosty could try to sneak on over there. He is 30 seconds away from that Gust, though. That is...
The thing is it's impossible to try. One, you can't get to that bell tower unless you take the long way around. Then you force yourself into a choke. I mean, this is free shots. And I like this call. It's level 20. They can't walk under the bell tower. They have to take a very tough spot. So get 20 and try and take later fights.
Beautiful play right now. I mean, you see the Greymane, he's basically become a Vala with all that additional auto attack damage. Specking into it, level 20, the blunderbuss becomes a lot scarier. And Tassadar just trying to get that safe soak for level 20 across the map right now, but they're cutting their losses. They know they just need to defend these Sappers, but with Gust,
Gust can help you secure these shots.
Is he going to fly in? No, he's looking for the fight. Interesting. That 3 damage puts you at basically victory point. If you can Gust and get the 3 damage locked in, they're down to 4 health. 1 altar ends the game. Falstad maintaining his presence in the mid lane. I mean, at the bare minimum, they're really close to taking out this bell tower.
They're close to taking out the bell tower. The boss is now back up. And with those 3 shots, I'm just saying the next altar could have given you that win. And if it's multiple altars, you have that opportunity available to yourself. Sometimes you got to commit to certain things like that. It's not a bad call. It's a safe call.
Yeah, safe plays win games in most situations. Mid bell tower is down. They can
it's spiraling out of control for Grandmaster right now.
It is. Bottom, they can reclaim in moments' notice, and they're going to do that right now.
I think they're still.
But boss, they're going for it.
Yeah. This is really risky.
It is. They have Gust. They're fine. Like
Iron Skin can keep Johanna on the point. That's got to be what she does. El Druin was already used, so Holy Ground's not going to be available. I don't think anybody's going to get there on time. No Iron Skin. There's 4 shots, and now we've got an altar. We got 2 altars now. You have to take a fight.
Yeah, it's I love this. They're hearthing. They're going back to fuel their engines, get back to full power. Apparently, put gasoline in your engines. Jay-How, go home and try it. See how it works.
All right, I hear it works.
Let me know the results.
Well, this could be the fight that wins the game to even the series up 1-1. Box Nihili on the backside. There it goes. Sanctification already been used. Zugrug deep in there. Earthquake has been popped. How? Diving on the backside as Twilight Dream has been used.
The Twilight Dream is monstrous for them here, forcing the retreat. That's going to give them this right side altar and keep the game alive.
How popped in?
But they cannot contest this. Unless they stage dive right now.
All right. Oh, we have ourselves a game, Jake. It is 6-3. We are 23 minutes in, and this is getting crazy right now.
Very, very tense moment. Right now, we're going to see that bell tower going back to the side of Grandmaster Jackets, evening up and clearing out that structural disadvantage they've had for, I don't know, 8 minutes or so.
It's a 1-0 series. Fox trying to make it 1-1. And it just feels like this hinges on the edge of a knife.
Earthquake is back. There's no Twilight. Earthquake should be popped pretty quickly in the fight. They're staying on the point, trying to steal the pumpkins. They do get them. The Gust is down, but the stage dive out. Zeus is left by himself. Eldruin's Might, after using the Hardened Shield, gonna be enough for the escape.
That was a lot used, though. Both teams used quite a bit. The chase still persists. Greymane able to survive. The roots there onto ETC.
Yeah, they cleanse Greymane. Bolt has to be used. How in a bad spot. Daihu getting the peels, but dying for it.
He bolted and power slid into that to try and create an opportunity. It led to his death. They instantly turned on him. Man. That was a tough call right there.
To go for a sapper camp and possibly throw a game. That hurts.
I mean, what's the maximum value you get out of that right there, other than taking the team fight? If you take the fight there, then you get the altar, and
the game ends if you win the fight, but it's an unnecessary risk at the end of the day.
Double altar. This is it.
I think the logic was no Twilight. Let's fight now. That's all I can think of though, because this is tough. ETC will be able to stage dive when he's up in 15 seconds.
The fact that the bottom bell tower is activated means that the only altar that's going to matter, that's going to win the game, is going to be this middle altar. That bottom one can be given up for free. This is what it's all about right here, this middle altar.
ETC alive in 2 seconds. Stage dive. Where will it land? The fly down to contest this bottom one. Osi and Dansky in the bottom. You see the battle happening. Strafe is getting a ton of value here, and the Twilight Dream has been cast, but Greymane is still living.
Ice Block has used for Malfurion. The lockdown is there. Zugrug on that back line. Mighty Gus forced to disengage as Zugrug does have that vulnerable status on him. Insomnia forced to use the bolt. Earthquake is still ticking away. And you can see the bottom altar still has not been channeled. And Zugrug solo with very little mana right now.
Dansky has gone back down to the bottom. That's their moment to strike the beautiful holy ground as Insomnia is being focused and he has blown up. The multi-shot barely not killing How. The Greymane using Eyes in the Dark to stay alive. If Zeus falls, that explosion is going to be a lot of critical damage onto Zugrug, but can they blow him up?
It's a 3 versus 3, not a lot of damage. Zugrug somehow staying alive is indestructible. I think it should still be there, but they can't even take his health pool down. There is not a lot of damage on the side of Grandmaster Jackets, but there's not a lot they can do as Collusion is being targeted right now.
Malfurion gets a beautiful route to stay standing as Zug has tapped the well and re-entered the battle. Dansky keeping eyes on that altar. This is a very back and forth battle. 1 hit point to 3. This altar ends the game.
This is absolutely bananas right now. Blessed Shield was missed. We see Falstad has Hearth back. It's a 3v2 right now. Look for him to fly back in. He's going to have a little bit of health and a little bit of mana to be able to force this fight. Thrall still 10 seconds away to rejoin this game.
All right, the stage dive onto him. The Ice Block has been used. Look how low ETC is.
1 second till Twilight Dream.
For Brightwing, everyone is very low on everything.
Twilight Dream is back up. Earthquake is going to be there as we see Thrall starting to come through here. Daihu is very low. The Blink Heal goes in. Dansky with the trap. The Force Wall is there. Insomnia coming in. The cleanse out as the power slide. But Hosty on the backside.
Oh my goodness, the gust! But Nazmas comes out of the portal, gets the strafe right out of the gates, finding the kill. The shields are there, the heals are there, and it looks like Grandmaster Jackets will take game 2.
What a miraculous finish for Grandmaster Jackets. We had a 3v3 for well over a minute there. Not enough damage to take anybody down. But the minute we saw Thrall come back, and great plays to get ETC down as well as they did. Wow.
I am puckered right now, Jay. How that was a game. Woo!